it's Holly here from Your Past is a Gift. So in this video, I wanted to talk about all the buttons that we set up in our lives. Okay, you're probably thinking, buttons, what's she talking about today? Okay, so when we've gone through things in our past, okay, in our childhood or whatever, you've made decisions about yourself, about certain things, you know. And the decisions I'm talking about are not the ones where you feel good about who you are, you know, the ones that make you feel like, oh, this is, you know, you're amazing in any way. I'm talking about the ones that make you feel bad about who you are, okay? So what happens is you decide somehow, okay, let's go with, you're at school, you know, and you're not doing very well at school. And so you decide somewhere along the line that you're not smart, okay? Now, I've been through this in other videos, so I'm not going to go over the, you know, I don't think that that's such a thing, because I just think it's got to do with how it's explained. But something's happened, you know, at school, you've decided you're not smart. And so you go into the world and then you've created this button, okay? So it's like, imagine, you know, the little icons that you've got on your phone. This is one of those icons, okay? The not smart icon you've got up there on your phone. And then what happens is you're going in to the world, okay? And you go through your day-to-day activities, right? And someone treats you in a way that makes you feel that they're treating you like you're dumb, okay? Or that you're stupid, or whatever other word you want to use that goes with not being smart, right? They've pressed that button. And so your anger flares up towards this person, okay? Because they've treated you in this way. But the only reason that you're reacting to that person is because you believed somewhere along the line that you're not smart, okay? Now, I can honestly say with my hand on my heart, I have met people, okay, that are not academically smart. They're slow learners. I've seen them. And they've become doctors. One of the girls became a doctor and the other one became a vet, her sister, a veterinarian. But they were both very slow at school. They weren't high achievers. They weren't, you know, at the top of the class at any time. And they both took their time at uni to learn these degrees, but they both had a passion for it. You know, the eldest had a passion for becoming a doctor. That's what she really, really wanted to do. And so she went in and she got tutors. The subjects that she didn't understand or she was struggling with, she got the private tuition that she needed to help her get through that. And the same with her sister. But I've watched them, I've seen them, and they're very slow at learning and understanding how things are explained in the classroom. Now, they could have gone out into the world deciding that they're dumb, or, you know, they're not smart, whatever words you want to use, okay, that reflect that. But they didn't. They decided, this is really what I want to do. And they just put their head down and they did it. They just did it. Because that's really what they wanted to do with their whole heart. So I know for a fact that it's not just, you know, the people that go through uni are not just the smartest people on the planet. That's not the truth of it. You know, a lot of people that finish degrees are people that really, really want to do that. It's their calling. And they won't let anything get in the way of that. But what happens at school, that many people get it into their head that they're not smart, that they're not good enough in that way, is that the teacher has a classroom of 30 kids, for example, say 28, 20, whatever it is, say 30, to one teacher. Okay, now she doesn't have the time to address each student individually and make sure that they all understand each concept that she has to teach. She doesn't have the time to do that. So with each concept, each idea, everything that she's trying to teach, or the teacher, they might present it in two different ways. If that, usually they'll just present it one way. They'll teach it in one way. And then what you have to understand is that not all those children in the classroom are going to understand that one way that they've explained it. There's no way that those 30 kids are going to get it if it's only explained in one way. Because they're all different. We all learn differently. Some of us are good at learning from reading, you know, the written word. they look at that and they learn really well with that. Others, they need to have a visual. They need to visually see it to understand it. And others need to hear it. You know, others might need it more hands-on. They need to be doing it. They need the experience of it, which is what happens with a lot of careers later. To become a doctor or to become a nurse or to become, you have to practice a lot. You have to get the experience first before they'll let you out into the world to do all that. So, you know, there's a lot of hands-on experience that comes into it as well. So I want you to consider all that, you know, because a child is not understanding what's going on in the classroom does not mean, if you were one of these children, it doesn't mean that you're not smart, that you're not intelligent, that you don't have the capacity to learn. You know, because I've seen, you know, I was one of those people, I loved learning, but when I was at uni, I didn't get it on the first go, you know, because at the time we didn't have the internet. Everything was from the books or from the teachers on the board. It was all written. And so I really had to go over these pages over and over 3, 4, 5 times until I got an idea. And sometimes I had to draw a sketch. I had to sketch it out onto a piece of paper to get an idea of it. But I loved learning, and so, you know, I would make it work, just like these 2 girls that I saw would make it work. They would find the way to understand it if they didn't get it the way it was explained in the classroom. So I put it to you today. To me, in my mind, there is no such thing as a person that's not smart or not intelligent. There's one of 2 things. One, they're not interested in the topic that's being explained. Okay, if you're not interested, it makes it really hard, okay, to learn something. I get that. I do, because I've had to learn things that I think, oh, this is just, I'm not interested, I'm not in it, I just don't want to hear it, you know. So I've been there, I know what it's like. Because we're not all going to be interested in the same subjects. That's the truth of it. And the second one is that we just don't get the way it's explained. Okay, say, at school I loved maths, right? I did. I loved maths. I loved numbers. I loved that there was just one answer to every question. At school, anyway, in primary school. Maybe in high school later there's, you know, different. But I loved numbers. But then going through school, I think in year 5, somewhere around year 5, we started learning fractions and decimals. And I really struggled with that topic. Not that I wasn't interested, I just didn't get the way it was explained in class. I didn't get it. And at the time, all we had was our books to go over it, you know, or to look in other books. You know, because my parents didn't have any of this school knowledge. They couldn't explain it to me. And so I struggled with those 2 subjects within maths, which was something that I loved learning, you know. So think about that. At least today you guys have the internet, and a lot of people there on YouTube especially, they're making things very visual, that you can see it, not just have to read the words and work it out in your head, but you can see it. It's all visual now for you. And there's lots of different people out there doing courses, you know, where you can just download the course and you can learn it that way. There's so much more for you to learn, that you don't have to feel, you know, that you're not intelligent just because you don't understand the way they've explained it there. That's just one button that a lot of us create. You know, it could be the button of we're not attractive. And so when someone looks down on you, the way you're dressed or the way you look, or, you know, you might get, you know, aggro about that. You get aggravated, you know, and you attack. Because how dare you treat me like I'm not attractive? But it's because somewhere deep inside you've decided that already about yourself, that you are. So, you know, that you're not attractive. And so when people treat you that way, they might look at you a certain way, you're like, hey, what are you looking at me like that for? You know, you're already reacting. So today's really to think about your buttons, all the buttons, the little buttons that you've set up in your life. People push these buttons, you know, and you react. So today I urge you to look at those buttons and see how many of them are really, really true. You know, is it true that you're not smart? Or is it just that you weren't interested in the topics, that just explained it in a way you just didn't get. You know, it's that simple. It really is. All right, my darlings, remember to click like and subscribe below so you don't miss any of the messages, and please share, because sharing is caring. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.